You probably love your cat, perhaps even seeing them as a furry child, a faithful companion, and an inseparable friend, part of your family. They're there when you wake up, when you get home from work, and even when you're sad. But does your cat see you the same way? Could it be that behind those bright eyes and cute appearance lies something darker? Do they truly understand how much we love them? And do they reciprocate that feeling? Or do they silently see us merely as a source of food and shelter, a convenient resource that can be replaced at any time? And most importantly, are we in danger by living with a predator inside our home every day without even realizing it? Stories and studies on feline behavior show that, for many cats, humans are not leaders, not adoptive parents, but rather providers, true free meal tickets. Some say that if the right opportunity arose, their predatory instincts would take over and they would not hesitate to attack, not out of malice, but by nature. Of course, there are exceptions. There are extremely docile cats who follow their owners around the house, rub their heads affectionately, play and meow for attention. But behind every cute behavior lies a primitive instinct, inherited from thousands of years ago. Today, we will reveal 5 signs that your cat may be at the end of its tether, ready to turn affection into an attack. These are signs that, if ignored, can get you into trouble. Sign 1. The sinister low growl. There's a sound few dare ignore. A low, almost imperceptible growl, but one that carries centuries of wild instinct. It's the first and most subtle warning that something is wrong. It's not a lion's roar, but to those who understand cats, it's just as serious. This sound can be reminiscent of cold wind blowing through cracks in a window on a stormy night. It vibrates, low and deep, as if coming from deep within the cat's chest. And this is where many people go wrong. They think it's just a murmur or that the cat is playing. It's not. This is the prelude to something much worse. In the wild, felines use this sound to signal they're ready to fight. At home, it's the same. It could be an unexpected touch, being trapped in a corner, or even something they heard that we didn't even notice. And believe me, if you ignore it, the next communication could be physical and not at all gentle. Sign 2. The amazing tail. Wag. Have you ever noticed a tail wagging? Many people think it's a sign of happiness, like in dogs. But in cats, it's a different story. A slight movement might be simple curiosity, but when the rhythm increases, when the tail starts whipping the air abruptly and repeatedly, you're looking at a cat that's literally losing its patience. In feline language, the tail is like an emotional thermometer. Each swish is like a clock ticking away until the explosion. Think of the tail as a living, restless snake preparing to strike. In nature, this movement precedes leaps, attacks, and chases. You might have seen this when playing with a cat using a feather or string. Suddenly, the game changes, the tail quickens, the eyes fixate, and the entire body tenses. This is the point at which the predatory instinct takes over. Sign 3. Arching the back. This is one of the most iconic signals, even portrayed in movies and cartoons. But in the real world, it's much more serious. When a cat arches its back, it's trying to appear larger and more threatening. It's an intimidating posture inherited directly from its wild ancestors. The scene is almost cinematic. The fur stands on end, forming a ridge along the spine. The paws are firmly planted on the ground, ready to pounce in any direction. The eyes widen, reflecting the light like glass spheres. It's the moment when the cuteness disappears and the predator fully reveals itself. Fun fact, scientists believe that this behavior also serves to confuse enemies, as a cat arched and with its fur raised appears, from a distance, to be twice its actual size. Before we move on to the next sign, take a deep breath, because this one is even more disturbing. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and comment here. Have you seen any of these signs in your cat? Sign 4. The stare. Imagine this. You're sitting, perhaps fiddling with your phone, and suddenly you realize you're being watched. Not just a casual glance, but a fixed, penetrating gaze that seems to pierce your soul. The cat doesn't move, doesn't blink, doesn't vocalize. It just analyzes you. This gaze isn't random. Cats are visual hunters, and when they fixate, it's because something or someone has become the absolute center of their attention. In the wild, this is how they calculate distances, trajectories, and moments to attack. At home, it might mean he's curious, yes, but it might also mean he's trying to predict your next move. Maybe he's just waiting for you to blink, so he can decide what to do. And it's in this silence that the discomfort lies, because you know you're being evaluated, and you're not sure if you pass the test. Sign 5. The extended claws. When the claws appear, it's no accident. A cat can keep them hidden for days, weeks, until their patience runs out, and when they protrude sharp as razors, it's because the decision has already been made. In nature, claws are tools for hunting and defense. At home, they're used for play, stretching, and, when necessary, to establish boundaries. A cat's attack is too quick for our eyes to follow in less than a second. It can scratch and retreat, as if nothing had happened. Ignoring all the previous signs and arriving here is entering dangerous territory, because, unlike dogs, cats don't usually give you a second warning. Sign 6. Sudden silence. If there's anything scarier than a cat growling or wagging its tail, it's the moment when it simply stops. No sound, no movement, just absolute silence. This behavior is called predatory pause by some experts. In nature, predators use silence to confuse and scare their prey. By stopping moving, the cat conserves energy and, at the same time, sharpens its senses, waiting for the perfect moment to act. It's as if it disappears into the environment, becoming part of it. Indoors, you might notice this when you're playing, and suddenly your cat freezes. They haven't lost interest, on the contrary. They're deciding what their next move will be. And that step could be a surefire leap toward you. Sign 7 ears. Turned backwards. A cat's ears are like ultra-sensitive antennae, capable of rotating nearly 180 degrees to capture sounds. But when they turn back or lie flat against the head, it's a sign the cat has entered defensive or offensive mode. In the feline world, this posture means I'm ready to fight or defend myself. It's common to see this in cat fights, moments before an attack. The ears retract to protect themselves from scratches and bites, while the body prepares for impact. At home, this signal can appear when your cat feels threatened, irritated, or overstimulated, like when you insist on petting them after they've already shown signs of not wanting to be petted anymore. And believe me, persisting after this warning is asking for a closer look at their claws. Now you know, these signs are no joke. They're clear warnings that your cat is at the end of its tether. Respect them. Behind the soft purr and cute face lies a silent hunter, shaped by thousands of years of evolution. They may be small, but they carry the soul of a beast. When they decide to act, there's little you can do but walk away. We've looked at 7 signs that your cat may be about to attack. Some are subtle, others are obvious, but they all have one thing in common. Ignoring them is entering the wild territory of a predator, who, despite living on your couch, has never stopped being what nature made him to be. If you've seen any of these signs in your cat, let me know what they were. And be prepared, because there are hidden signs that almost no one notices, but which can be even more dangerous.